everyone, this is Yadav Abhishek, second year medical student, and I am going to examine eye and ear. Now we are going to do visual acuity test, in which we will ask the patient to sit 20 feet apart from the Snellen's chart, and then we'll ask him to read the letters on the Snellen's chart with his one eye covered. Let's see it. So we'll cover his one eye, and then we'll ask him to read the letters on the Snellen's chart. Okay. Can you read? Yes. Okay.
E, F, E, T, O, Z, L, P, E, D, P, E, C, F, E, D, F, C, Z, E, F, E, L, O, P, Z, D, D, E, F, P, O, T, E, C, L, E, F, O, D, P, C, E, F, D, P, L, E, C, E, E.
Okay. So now we'll repeat the same thing with the other eye. Now we will test the visual field with the help of finger wiggle test, in which we'll place our hands 2 feet apart to the lateral side of the ear, and then we will move it to the front side, and the patient will tell us when he starts seeing the finger. Okay, let's do it. Just tell me when you start seeing finger. Okay. No. Yeah, okay. So this is done, and after that, to check if there is any irregularity, then we'll check the individual eye. And for that, we'll do another test. And to check the individual eye, we'll do another test, in which we'll cover one eye, and similar way like the finger wiggle test, we'll move our hand, and the patient will tell us when he starts seeing the finger. So
Yes, sir.
yeah, let's repeat this with the other eye.
Yes, sir.
So in this, we'll be able to find out if there is any irregularity or any misalignment between the eyes. Now we'll do another test, in which we'll check palpebral conjunctiva and bulbar conjunctiva, and also any kind of change in shape, size and color of the eye elements. So we'll open the eye like this, first of all, to check any kind of change in the eye. And then we'll open eye with the both sides. This will help us to know and find out any kind of change in the eye from the normal eye. Now after this, we'll do pupil test, in which we will check dilation and constriction of the pupil with the help of an object placing near to the eye, and then ask patient to look at the object and then to the object which is placed farther. So when the patient will focus on nearer object, eye will constrict, and when he will look to the farther object, eye will dilate. So let's see. Just focus on this. Okay, and then focus on the farther object. Now focus again. Okay. Yeah. Okay. And now we'll do another test, in which we will check the movement of extraocular muscles. Let's see it. So focus on this. And now we'll do another test to check the internal structures of the eye. For that, we'll use ophthalmoscope and darken the room. Okay. Now we are done with our eye examination. Now we will move on to ear. So for the ear, we will first check the external ear for any kind of palpable mass, swelling, or any kind of scarring. Let's do it. Okay. And now we will do the Weber test, in which we will use a tuning fork of 512 Hz, and we use it and then place it on the vortex of the patient, and then ask him where does he hear the sound. Okay, let's do it. Here
At the center.
If he can hear in the center, means the both ears are working fine. Now, if there is any problem with any ear, or the patient is hearing the sound in any one direction, then we'll do another test, that is Raynaud test. Now we will do the Raynaud test, in which we will use the tuning fork and check the bone conduction and the ear conduction of the patient. So first of all, we'll use the fork, and when we place it on the bone, the master process of the temporal bone, and then after that, when the patient stops hearing the sound, we'll place it in the outside the ear. So let's do it. Just tell me when you stop hearing the sound. Can you hear it? If you can hear both sounds, then it means the conduction is properly working. Means the inner ear and the external ear both are conducting the sound.